My name is Jeff, and I'm one of the elders at Noelridge Christian Church, and very pleased to bring to you one of the meditations in our Rise in Faith series. We're really trying to help people come up with some ideas and ways to cope with the COVID pandemic, and my role is really help take a look at the silver lining inside of this storm cloud. Recently, one of my morning meditations was from Psalm 9, verses 9 and 10. And the New English Version reads this way: "The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. Those who know your name trust in you, for you, Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you." So we can take a lot of solace in that verse, in that in spite of everything that we're facing and that we're experiencing with this COVID and all the uncertainty around it, we really can stop and pray and rely on God. One of my favorite biblical words is the word Selah. Selah, the way I understand it, means to pause and consider. So when we pause and consider all the blessings that we have from the Lord in the face of all the different uncertainties surrounding the COVID crisis, uncertainties around the financial market downturns, uncertainties around job loss, uncertainty around what life is going to look like as we come through this, we can be reassured that God is always there with us. And also we can be reassured that this too shall pass. And as we pause to consider those things, it's so important for us to really focus on God and focus on how blessed we are. Another thing that's really helpful during this time that I have found as a silver lining has been the opportunity to reach out to folks with phone calls, with cards, with letters, things just to let them know that we're thinking about them, we're praying for them, and it's been as much of a gift to me as it has been, I think, to them. And so we encourage you to have, when you just wondering what you can do to help, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, get online, send an email, send a text, some way to reach out to someone. Now, personally, I encourage either a Zoom call or a FaceTime call or something where you not only see their voice, but you get to see their face as well. Did I see their voice? Well, yes. I mean, we can see their faces as well as hear their voices. Those are the things that really give us joy and give them joy too, and encouragement during these difficult times. One of the things I do miss about us being able to worship together is the music. The music really is the way that I connect to the Holy Spirit and to what's going on as we worship God. One of my favorite anyway, hymns that we sing on a fairly regular basis is entitled "God is Our Refuge." It was arranged by Alan Pote from Des Moines, so that's kind of a fun story that we have our very own Iowan that's helped put this together. And I'm going to ask our folks who put this together if they would include a link, and maybe we'll send that separately, to the hymn, "God is Our Refuge." It's very powerful, it's very snappy, and the message is so spot on. And let me share with you some of the lyrics from that very powerful hymn. "God is our refuge and strength, a present help in times of trouble. Though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though the waters roar and foam, we will not fear." And then the bridge comes in and says, "Quietly come and behold the work of the Lord, the awesome acts of God. He is in the midst of his people in all the earth." Isn't that reassuring? Isn't that comforting to know that God is in the midst of all his people all over the world? And COVID is striking all corners of the world. So again, we can take comfort that God is there to help people through this. And again, when we look at some of the next verse, we are reassured again with some of the verbiage that he is the word, we are his hands, he will lead us. He is the air, we are his song. We will celebrate his presence all the day long. And then the last verse comes in, he is the rain, we are the stones, he will cleanse us. He is the air, we are his song. We will celebrate his presence all the day long. And it closes very strongly with the encouragement that we will not fear. We will not fear. We will not fear. So as you find yourself coming through some uncertain times with this COVID pandemic, please, Selah, pause and consider. Prayerfully consider the blessings that God has sent into our world, the blessings of music, the blessings of connections that we have with folks. These masks, while they're inconvenient, they do not separate us. So use these opportunities to reach out to folks, to look for those silver linings inside these storm clouds, and know that God is here for us. Recently, an atheist was speaking to a believer and said, well, it looks like the devil has won. All these churches are closed with this COVID pandemic. Actually, the believer said, God continues to win, because now we've multiplied all the churches. Now we have churches in every home. I would ask that each and every one of you consider your home as a place of worship. Consider that you can take and using the resource we have at church, going onto the website, enjoy the service, connect with folks that way, pick up the phone, send a text, find some way to reach out to someone. Personally, like I say, I encourage you to use the phone, use a Zoom call, use something that's going to give you a real personal connection, because once you hear the voices, once you see folks' faces, it's just so much more enjoyable and just helps us remember that God is there for each and every one of us. Hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I really look forward to seeing you all again in church when this passes. Be blessed.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna pray it out and